The state of Florida and the Seminole tribe reaching a gaming agreement. Now, this deal is going to bring legalized sports betting to Florida and also resolve some differences between the state and the tribe. So we want to bring in Jim Allen, Hard Rock International's chairman and CEO of Seminole Gaming. And Jim, it's great to have you here on Yahoo Finance. Let's first talk about the economic aspect of this agreement. How big of an impact do you expect this agreement to have on the state and also on Seminole Gaming?
First of all, thank you for having us. We're certainly very excited about the document that we signed with Governor DeSantis on Friday. We anticipate $6 billion plus to be paid to the state of Florida between now and 2030, in which we are guaranteeing $2.5 billion of that in the first 5 years.
How is this going to work with mobile sports betting and Hard Rock? I'm thrilled that there are going to be more casinos, and I'm a Floridian by nature and wish you the best. But how do you benefit from that? I see how the tribe might benefit.
Well, the tribe and Hard Rock are all one and the same. So when we look at the compact, Hard Rock owns a company, majority owner, I should say, of a company named Hard Rock Digital. Our partner there are executives that previously ran the Stars Group. So obviously, probably the most successful company on a profitability standpoint that we've seen on the online gaming and sports betting space and poker space of the last 10 years. So that partnership, we believe, creates a facility and platform that will be able to handle the volumes associated with the legalization, if it is approved by the House and Senate, to move forward. And obviously, Florida, being the large state that it is, that's a tremendous catalyst to that business.
Yeah, Jim, you mentioned the fact that it still needs to get approval. Any idea what the timeline of that looks like?
Yeah, so the good news is, we've been working directly with both the House and the Senate for quite a few months. But Governor DeSantis just signed the document on Friday. Later that day, they announced a special session to take up this compact on May the 17th. They certainly may add additional items to the special session, but specifically the special session was called for the purpose of the compact being discussed.
I'm sure we want to keep talking about this, but I got to ask you before we run out of time, what are you seeing just as far as people returning to your venues, whether it be in Florida or other parts of the country? I know it's picking up, but when do we get back to, what it had been prior to pandemic?
Well, certainly Florida is booming. There's no other way to describe it. Governor DeSantis, I think showed real leadership, balancing obviously the challenges that go with COVID, but at the same time recognizing, ourselves. We employ almost 20,000 people or slightly over in the state of Florida alone. Getting these people back to work, not relying solely on government assistance is certainly something I think that was a very wise decision. And we are seeing that in our business, and obviously not just hitting, respectable numbers, but actually exceeding our numbers pre-COVID. So Florida has been tremendous. Other parts of the country, it really depends upon the sector. Frankly, the cafe business is still very challenged. Places like New York, we're still closed. Atlantic City, we're doing very well in Atlantic City, doing very well in Sacramento and Cincinnati. However, we are breaking the trend in the competitive set. Our profits actually were up close to 40%. Thanks to the casinos, the balance of the market was down over 60. So we're very fortunate. We want to watch this and be very cautious, make sure we don't get overly excited, because I think there is going to be some leveling off here.
Jim, the online gaming and retail aspect of that, though, how much growth have you seen in those two areas over the past year?
I think that the online number, frankly, exceeds some months over 200%. It's always, 150, 160%. A couple months, I think we hit 260. We're definitely starting to see the lapping of the COVID numbers because, most of the country closed down that second, third week of March. So as we lap those numbers, obviously those increases are starting to come a little bit more, and we'll call it a seasonably adjusted barometer, if you will. But certainly that side of our business is still growing in a very favorable way.
I would imagine it'd be easier if the federal government just made this kind of uniform nationwide. But now that you have a plan in place that you can go to other states and say, this is how it works, Are you doing that? And where would you go next for the mobile gaming aspects of this?
Yeah, as I mentioned, we already operate in New Jersey. We already operate in Iowa. We believe we'll be operating in Michigan, Indiana, Virginia, and Illinois in the next, call it 6 months to a year. So we're already involved in all those jurisdictions. And obviously, we have an international footprint also.
Jim Allen, Hard Rock International Chairman and CEO of Seminole Gaming. Thanks so much for taking the time.